There are many ways to share your Nearpod with your students. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do this in Canvas. One of the nice spin-off features of using Canvas for your Nearpods is that it will allow you to access the speed grader function. And this is a nice feature because it will take you through each Nearpod for each student, and you can assign a quick rubric score to it, and it will generate that grade in your gradebook. So the first step to adding your Nearpod to your Canvas course is to click on Assignments. And then you're going to click Add an Assignment. You're going to give your assignment whatever name it may be. And then for this first part, this is going to seem strange, but the reason why you're doing this is because you want to create a rubric to attach to it so that you can use that speed grader function. So you're going to click here where it says External Tool, and you're going to change that to No Submission. This will allow you to access the rubric. Then you're going to click Save and Publish. So you've got your skeleton for your Nearpod. And then here, where this little plus button is the rubric. You're definitely going to want to do this step before you do anything else, or it will not allow you to have that speed grader function at the end. So you're going to click Add Rubric. You can call this rubric whatever you want. So say I'm doing something on forces of motion. I could put in forces of motion, whatever it may be that you're assessing. And then here, everywhere you see a pencil, you can change the description there of your criteria. And you can also adjust the points as you go. It also gives you the option to write free-form comments back to students and a few other nice things down here. But just for this purposes, I just want to show you how this works. So you're going to click Create Rubric. And now it will attach that rubric that you've just created to your assignment. Now you're going to go in and actually add your Nearpod to this assignment. So you're going to scroll back down to where you changed the submission type, and now you're going to change the submission type to External Tool. Once you click on the External Tool feature, you're going to click Find, and you're going to scroll down until you find your Nearpod. And then what's going to happen is it's going to populate your Nearpod here. Now, because I've already made Nearpods in Canvas, mine's going to automatically populate with my username and password. But you're probably going to get a pop-up that's going to ask you to log in. And so you'll need to log in here just one time and then it'll remember you. But please know that your Nearpod password is not the same as your network password. So you may need to do that, lost your password step if you don't remember what it is. Once you've got that in, you're going to select the Nearpod that you would like to include in your Canvas course. And just like you would in the Nearpod, you're going to choose either live participation or student paced. So I'm going to choose live participation just to show you what this one looks like. And then it'll take me back to the screen. I've got my Nearpod loaded. I'm going to click Select. Here, this little box would be a preference style. So for example, if I were to click Load this tool in a new tab, when my students go to this page in my Canvas course, it will give them a pop-out link. So it will still log them in to their Nearpod, but it'll load it in a separate window. I like for my Nearpods just to load in the same Canvas page so that my students aren't toggling back and forth anywhere. So I'm not going to click that, but a lot of teachers do like that, that pop-out tool. So now that I've got it in there, I'm just going to click Save. And that's really all the steps. And here's what's very nice about this feature. When you log in, you're going to see the teacher version of your Nearpod. But when your students log in, they're going to see their version of Nearpod because it's going to connect using their alpha code. So we'll already be logged in. They do not need a join code. It will automatically say their name. So as long as they don't change their name, it's going to populate their first and last name as it is in Focus for you to be able to use for grading purposes at the end. When you're here, you can drive this Nearpod forward, just like you would in the normal Nearpod, and as you do this, it will generate the student version on their separate computer. So all of your Nearpod things are going to happen right from this platform, and you don't ever have to leave the Canvas once you've embedded it. When you get to the very end, you're going to find that there is a speed grader function, and if you click on that speed grader function, what's going to normally happen is you'll have the data for that student in that Nearpod right here. So like this one would say Kelly Bunza, and it would tell me how she did. Now she didn't participate in this one, so there's no data there, but I could look at her reports and how well she did on my different activities, and then I could just score her a grade out of 5. And that would be it. Like I'll just put my number in and then I'll click submit. It also does allow you to type things back to students, or you can audio record your voice back to them and give them a little note about what you thought about how they did. And so that's the way that you embed Canvas, Nearpod into Canvas.